Hello and welcome to CGTN. I'm Yang Jinghao, coming to you live from Kunming, the provincial capital of southwest China's Yunnan province. The 8th China-South Asia Expo is underway in the city, and this event is one of the most important trade exchange activities between China's South Asian countries. How has this event actively promoted the economic and trade cooperation between China and South Asia, and what are the future prospects for the collaboration? Today, I'm pleased to be joined by three distinguished guests. Let's welcome Mr. Aga Hunain. He's the acting Consul General of the Consulate General of Pakistan in Chengdu. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Yang.
And we have Anup Patrai, Chairman of the Poland-China Executive Council. Welcome, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
And we also have Chamala Udugama. He's the Director and the CEO of Tea Talk Pure Ceylon Tea from Sri Lanka. Welcome you all to our show.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting.
Yeah. Mr. Hunain, we know that Pakistan is the guest country of honor this year. So what special exhibits have you brought to this expo this year?
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Yang, first of all, to you and CGTN and your whole team for inviting me and my fellow guests to talk about our respective countries. I agree with you that the China-South Asia, Southeast Asia Expo in Kunming, which is now an annual feature, does a lot to promote bilateral trade relations between China and our South Asian countries. You have rightly pointed out that Pakistan this year is the theme country of honor. In addition, before I get to the pavilion, the exact companies and the products we are displaying, I would also like to take this opportunity to thank the Yunnan People's Provincial Government, especially their Department of Commerce, for giving Pakistani this wonderful opportunity. We have many booths here, which has resulted in over 180 Pakistani businessmen coming. And we also have a national pavilion, which is one of the privileges that we have as a theme country. So overall, we have a very strong contingent here. Our ambassador also came, Khalil Hashmi, to inaugurate the Pakistan National Pavilion. And in addition to that, we have been participating in a number of side events as well. Special mention to the 17th China-South Asia Business Forum, as well as the 5th China-South Asia Cooperation Forum as well. So we have a variety of products which the Pakistani businessmen have brought from Pakistan. These include handmade wooden artifacts, brass ornaments, jade jewelry, which are some of the products I feel like the Chinese people love and admire for decades. So we have brought those along as well. In addition to that, taking the opportunity of being as a theme country, we have also introduced some other products as well, such as dried chilies. China and Pakistan signed a bilateral protocol last year to import dried chilies as well. And that has resulted in millions of dollars worth of bilateral trade. And the Chinese, as you know, especially Sichuan, people and other regions like spicy food a lot. So that has contributed to a lot of two-way goodwill. We have also showcasing beautiful Pakistani sweet mangoes as well. So overall, I feel like we have brought along a good variety of cultural artifacts that shows the culture and the hospitality of Pakistani people.
Cool. Mr. Patrai, I know you're a noted friend of this expo. You have worked to facilitate the participation in the expo for Nepalese exhibitors over the past decade. So what are the highlights this year for Nepal's participation?
So if we go back to history, 2,000 years, the relations between Nepal and China has been based on Buddhism. And Nepali Buddhism products are always welcome in China. So this year also we have brought Buddha statues, Thangka, and Buddhist singing bowl, and other Buddhist products. Besides that, we have brought silver jewelry, which is also very popular among the women in China. And then we have the handmade pashmina shawls. So these are the main products that we have brought this time.
Mr. Udugama, I know that you have a tea factory back in Sri Lanka, right?
Yes.
So I guess you must have brought some special tea over this year. right?
Yes, this is the second consecutive year Tea Talk is participating in this expo. So we have very good fond memories of the expo because, as you know, tea is a part and parcel of the livelihood of both Sri Lanka and China, and especially in China, likewise many countries. So it has been a tremendous feeling for us to offer one of the purest beverages of the world. I mean, the second most consumed beverage after water. I mean, after water, the second consumed is tea. Whether it's hot tea or cold tea, ready to drink tea, it comes in many forms. And the good thing is, as an industry, it's getting evolved. The tea industry is getting evolved, and we have the ready to drink teas, the kombuchas, the tea ice creams, and tea can be used in other confectionery industry.
You also bring some to our studio today, right?
Yeah, some tea that I brewed myself at the booth. All of us can enjoy, because I know that China, Pakistan, Nepali, Sri Lanka all enjoy tea. For that matter, any country in any part of the world will enjoy tea. We'll say no to tea. Anytime is tea time.
Would you like to show us maybe some of?
Yeah, what I will initially, what I will show is this is like a tabao, like a tea bag, which is also getting popular now in China with the busy schedule. So the same tea I have brewed here and brought some cups for all the. Yeah. Shall I? Yeah, please. Yeah, to enjoy.
Taste.
Yes, please.
We know that Yunnan is also home to.
Thank you.
Renowned some popular tea products, especially for tea.
Thank you.
Are there any similarities between our tea products?
Yes, especially the white tea, the red tea, because in China. Please enjoy. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So the tea consumption is greatly associated, probably I think after the pandemic, because people got to know the healthy, get into a more healthier lifestyle. So tea become a part of that, and because this is one of the natural beverages, there's no any additives to tea. It's the tea that you pluck from the tea plant, Camellia sinensis, and you wither it, you reduce some moisture, and then you roll it, you ferment it to get this color and the taste, and then just dry it to ferment, stop the fermentation, and after that it's ready to drink.
It tastes great. Yeah.
It tastes good.
Yeah, we know that this is the 8th edition of the expo, so I know that it's not the first time for all of you to this expo. Have you noticed any changes? Why? Would you like to share with us your experience?
Every year there are some improvements, especially on the support that our exhibitors get from the organizer. So I think that is the major change, like in making passes or access to the exhibition hall. So in these type of things, there is improvement. Because every time we have meetings where we discuss how to improve next year. So we can see the changes.
So Mr. Hunay, from your observation, what active role has this expo played in boosting trade between China and South Asian countries?
Yes, thank you so much. I would, before I answer that, I would just like to echo my colleagues' remarks regarding the support that we continuously get from the organizers of this expo. Of course, there's also a feedback loop as well after the expo. We stay in touch with the Yunnan Department of Commerce and the executive committee, and they ask us, what happened, what could be improved, and I totally second my colleagues' answer that access to the expo, to the opening ceremony was vastly improved this year compared to last year. Of course, last year was also good, but of course, because the delegations are increasing year by year, more and more people are coming. Once again, thank you to the organizers. Another thing that I would just like to add is that last year there was only one South Asia pavilion, pavilion number 8, but this year, due to the increased demand of South Asian countries for products, there are now 2 pavilions dedicated to South Asian countries, both pavilion number 8 and pavilion number 9. So they've split it. So this means added space for South Asian countries to display their products, more and more companies to come to this wonderful expo to display their products. So I think that this is a practical manifestation of the demand which is here in China for products from other countries, especially South Asian countries as well. I would also like to add that, of course, the expo is the main event, but of course there are many sideline events as well. This year, Pakistan, like I mentioned in my earlier response, Pakistan is also the rotating chair of the China-South Asia Business Forum. So our Federal Chamber of Commerce, which is a counterpart to the China Council for Promotion of Investment and Trade, they also led a delegation as well. So we had numerous business-to-business meetings. So we connected business to businesses. Yes. So this forum, this expo, also provides a platform to do that as well. And so China and Pakistan have been partners for many decades. And the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, which is a flagship project of President Xi's visionary Belt and Road Initiative, has just entered phase 2, where we're focusing on connecting businesses to businesses. So this forum allows a great platform for businesses to come together, connect, see, like let's take Yunnan, for example. Yunnan is very famous for its tea, for its coffee, mining. The ambassador and I also had the pleasure of meeting some Yunnan-based companies as well, such as Sunny Bridge, which is involved in infrastructure. So this forum allows us to go meet with them, meet with other businesses, see what they want, tell them what Pakistan can offer, bring businesses here, connect them, matchmaking. So this is a wonderful platform to do that. Thank you.
How about you, Mr. Udagama? Have you got some clients, make some new friends at this expo over the past 2 years?
Yes, like some of the clients that we met last time, they always wait until we come this year to see some of, we communicate on WeChat and keep constant touch with them. Also, we meet new clients. And so it has been a great platform to start business, to continue business, and the business is, it's not only the business partners, the good business partners become friends. Yes. They visit Sri Lanka and we visit China, and so I think what Kunming is doing as far as this expo is concerned, it's not only helping Kunming or Yunnan, but it's helping the China mainland to continue its good business. And this is a platform where you meet most of your clients face to face, because in some instances you don't see the client, you just fire an email and then do business. But this becomes a platform to meet personally, face to face, and that resolves a lot of your business issues, your requirements, the client's needs. So it's been a great feeling of coming back to Kunming year after year.
Yeah, so I hope to see you next year. So we know that actually China and the South Asian countries have maintained close trade relations, and figures from China's Minister of Commerce show that the trade volume reached almost $200 billion last year. So how can both regions further collaborate to unleash great potential, especially under the Belt and Road Initiative? Mr. Batrai, what's your take?
Yes, in South Asia, what we don't have, but what we need is infrastructure. First is the roads. So through the Belt and Road Initiative, we can develop more physical infrastructure. And our parliament recently approved the Trans-Himalayan Multidimensional Corridor. This will not only benefit Nepal, but also other countries in South Asia.
Yeah.
So we are waiting for this to be implemented.
Mr. Hunain, you just mentioned the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. Yeah. Do you see more cooperation opportunities between us under such projects, flagship projects?
Yes. So like my colleague just mentioned, that the corridors, the economic corridors under the Belt and Road Initiative can play a key role in transforming not just the country where these infrastructure projects are, but also to provide linkages between countries. You know, especially after the global pandemic, we have the whole world went through a very difficult time. Borders were closed, movement of people was restricted, but now we're seeing a reopening up as well. And just like the third plenum, which just finished last year, the Chinese government stressed that it will continue its opening up to the rest of the world, and it will focus on the high quality development. We are lucky in Pakistan that our corridor, the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, has already passed through a decade of contributions and cooperation. We already have the roads, we already have the highways, we have power dams, we have ports as well. So infrastructure and energy has already been taken care of. This year, under the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, we would also, the Gwadar International Airport, which is right next to the Gwadar Port, which is the crown jewel of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, would also be completed. So that will further increase linkages, air linkages between our two countries. And so now in phase 2 of CPEC, the Pakistani government has implemented a lot of government policies which are very pro investment and business friendly. Like, of course, there are many. I would not take too much of your time, but one of the policies is that a Chinese company can come to Pakistan. It can import heavy machinery free of no taxes. It can keep 100% ownership of the company, and then export all of the goods either back to China or to other countries, because Pakistan has good favorable trading relations with regions such as the United States and the European Union. So that is one way of how we can further improve collaborations. And now we're focusing on business-to-business connections. The heavy movements such as the infrastructure and airports are already built. So now we're going to the subnational level where businesses, we're giving the lead to businesses to take this relationship forward.
Yeah. And speaking of Belt and Road, I want to mention Zhenghe. Mr. Udagama, I guess Zhenghe might be a household name in Sri Lanka. He's a maritime explorer during Ming Dynasty over 600 years ago, and he visited Sri Lanka multiple times during his voyages.
That's right, yeah.
So what do you think, what kind of legacy do you think he has left for countries or the region as a whole?
Yeah, like as I said, the tea, the spices, because Sri Lanka offer, especially at this expo, apart from my company, we do both tea and spices, but other Sri Lankan companies are there for gems, which are mined from Sri Lanka, which comes from gem pits in Sri Lanka, and also the handicraft jewelry, which is very well accepted by the Chinese consumer. So since this dynasty, which happened a long time ago, I'm not very good in history, but that has paved the way for the One Belt initiative, even during the present Chinese government and the successive governments of Sri Lanka, because each government has kept China as a good partner for its trade activities, because we enjoy certain tariff, concessionary tariff under the South Asia Pacific trade agreement, because even the tea and the spices that we export from Sri Lanka to the Chinese, our partners, get a tax concession. So that has been, we have been enjoying it for the past decades. So what I want to say is, and also we enjoy the harbor, the highways, the first highway which got from because of the funding from the Chinese government.
Yeah. We just talked a lot about business, trade. Actually, people-to-people exchanges between our two sides are also deepening over the past years. For example, we have a medical program called Bright Journey in Sri Lanka. Medical teams from Yunnan province have provided free treatment for local cataract patients, and we also have a table tennis training program in the Maldives. So, Mr. Batra, what do you make of such exchanges between us, and what are expectations for future exchanges?
Yeah, these type of exchanges are very much fruitful, and at the beginning of the COVID-19, Yunnan province also had shortage of medical supplies. At that time, we sent some medical supplies from Nepal to Yunnan province, and later on, when we had the shortage, Yunnan province also sent us a lot of medical supplies. So in the difficult time, we were both friends in need.
And also, we know that Nepal has also provided us many assistance during difficult times, like during COVID period, right?
Yes.
So I think it's important. And we know that actually there are also a lot of students from Pakistan studying in Yunnan and some other provinces. So do you expect more such exchanges in the years to come?
Yes. So our Prime Minister, Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, was just visited China last month, and he met with the Chinese leadership. And and of course he had a three-city visit: Beijing, Shenzhen, and Xi'an. So during the course of the meetings, it was also spoken about to increase the number of scholarships that the Chinese government provides to Pakistani students. China is already the largest destination for Pakistani students. Around 25,000 Pakistani students are already studying in China in various disciplines. There are over 400 of them studying in Yunnan. So I expect now with the borders reopening, the economy is starting to thrive once again after the difficult times during the pandemic. The two-way cooperation between academics and experts is only going to increase further. And I truly believe that this cross-cultural people-to-people contact is the way forward, is the foundation of the friendship between not just South Asian countries with China, but also amongst South Asian countries as well. Because I'll just give you an example. 2 days ago, I visited Yunnan Minzu University. There we have an Urdu language program. And I met with this teacher, Pakistani teacher by the name of Sumbal. So she studied Mandarin for 8 years. She became fluent, and now, of course, and then she got a very good job at the university. She changed her destiny, and now she's giving the tools to the next generation of young Chinese to not only learn the language, but also to go to Pakistan, to explore the culture, meet the people. So this is the foundation of the friendship between our countries. So I very much look forward to having both countries exchange students and professionals in the near future.
Actually, in addition to unique products exhibits from South Asian countries, there are some pavilions showcasing like new technologies and some other latest inventions, technologies in other pavilions. So what have impressed you most?
Yes, so
this year?
Yes, so yesterday I came. Of course, I'm coming to the expo almost every day, but yesterday I had a tour of the other pavilions as well, and we went to the green energy pavilion.
Yeah.
They're showcasing wonderful technologies that they have been implementing in order to move towards non-carbon based energy production. So that is huge for countries, especially in South Asia, which contribute very less to the global carbon footprint, but are greatly affected by the carbon emissions which the rest of the world are exhibiting. So that was very impressive. Additionally, I also visited the Sichuan pavilion and the Shanghai pavilion and the Shandong one as well, where they are displaying artificial intelligence, robots. So that was very impressive. The amount of investment that China has undertaken according to the directives of the central government, it is very impressive. It's very impressive.
Ms. Batra, do you think such new technologies will empower our cooperation?
Yes, and with these new technologies, we have easier ways to do things which were very difficult before. So I think these new technologies are very important for our cooperation. And now the government of Nepal is encouraging the new energy vehicles. So this time we had some buyers from Nepal who came here to discuss importing the new energy vehicles. And they will very soon start this.
Mr. Udagawa, do you have time to tour some other pavilions, and what have impressed you the most?
Yeah, as you know, like we are in the value addition, tea value addition. So I have already bought some Chinese machinery like tea bagging, tea packing machines. So there's one company from Chengdu, and luckily when I contacted them, they also have a booth in the hall number 12. So I did visit them and planning to buy another machine to enhance my production. It's a new machine which we can pack ready to drink tea, like the instant 2-in-1 or a 3-in-1, like instant tea, milk powder, sugar, or instant tea and milk powder. So that's since we are also very busy with the with our own involvement with our clients who come at various times to inquire about the tea. A lot of people think this is like a B2C, but there's also B2B happening in this. So it's a good feeling and people enjoying. It's nice platform to showcase your products to the consumer. Also, you can visit your suppliers. You can think of new avenues, new business avenues to promote new products by visiting some of the other booths.
Mr. Hune, you just mentioned China's opening up. Actually, during the CPC plenum that concluded earlier this month, China's pledged that it would continue to promote the high-quality opening up and expand the use of foreign investment. Do you see more opportunities in China's market, and what are your expectations for China's economic development for the next stage?
No, so China being one of the centers of the global supply chains is very important for not just South Asian countries and Pakistan, but also for the rest of the world. So I was very happy to read some of the documents coming out from the third plenum that the Chinese central government will continue its high quality opening up and reform to the rest of the world. China is a very large market of 1.4 billion people, almost $19 trillion of the economy, second largest in the world, a big market. Being very Pakistan and China share a very time-tested and very special relationship, and in order to facilitate both countries and continue both of our countries opening up, Pakistan and China have signed several protocols for import and export in the last 1 or 2 years, like for example chilies, cherries, milk and milk products, donkey hides, etc., etc. So this has opened up an additional market of over $30 billion for both countries to collaborate and increase their bilateral trade. So what this does is that it does not only increase two-way trade, but it also facilitates the transfer of technology. Like a good friend from Sri Lanka was saying, that Chinese have special high-end specialty products which facilitates the agriculture industry. Like for example, let's take boiled beef for example, China, which now Pakistan can export to China. The technology of maintaining the products at certain temperature, the warehousing, the technology which goes into it, the China can easily provide to Pakistani businesses, which will entail not only increase the capacity of Pakistani businesses in order to increase their capacity, but not only to increase their capacity, but also to increase the quality of the product which is coming into China. This will not only help, this will also decrease the prices but the quality will remain high, so both people can benefit. We are also collaborating on numerous other sectors as well, such as solar, electric vehicles. Electric vehicles is a big, China is now the largest exporter of electric vehicles, and we in Pakistan, BYD is in talks with various Pakistani companies in order to bring the product to Pakistan. We have also another Pakistani company based out of Chengdu, which is collaborating with a Chengdu-based company to install electric charging ports across the country. So this is just one small example of how more and more avenues are continuing to present itself moving forward.
Ms. Bertrand, as far as I know, you first came to China in the 1970s. Right, when China just started its opening up. And over the past decades, what major changes have you witnessed in China, and what are your expectations for future development under the opening up initiative policy?
Changes which we see now, which I lived to see, were unimaginable in the 70s. Actually, I came the first time to China in 1967.
Oh.
So even in the streets of Beijing, we could see the horse-drawn carts, or donkey-drawn carts, and lots of bicycles. And for the changes, I mean, we can use one small example. We also used to visit the factories and the communes. And at that time, if a factory is doing well, they used to give a big bag of pai chai, vegetable, big sack of vegetable as a bonus. And some years back, I saw one IT company in Hangzhou, which gave a car as a bonus to each employee. So with this, we can see how much China has changed in these past 50 years.
Wow. So, sir, what are your? Do you expect for more opportunities in the Chinese market as China will continue to push for the opening up policy?
Yes, we, especially in the food industry, because as I mentioned before, it keep on evolving. So we are looking forward for the Chinese machinery, the expertise, and in the coming months, coming days, coming months, coming years, especially the name of the game is like joint venture, because then you can grow bigger. Like we want to confine ourselves into one position and be, whether it's with China or whether it's with Pakistan or Nepal or with any other country. So we want to get the expertise from and supply the raw materials from our end and do a better product at a very competitive price with the expertise that we gain from the joint ventures, and then move that product to the world market. So we invite the expertise in the food industry from China, especially the machinery companies who can invest. There's a lot of opportunities in Sri Lanka as far as I'm concerned. Tea and spices are grown, and we also have a lot of infrastructure facilities, and they can invest with us and introduce the high-end machinery and have joint ventures to promote the tea and the food, the spices to the Chinese consumer and to the world market. So that's where the way forward and better opportunities for both the Chinese investors and the Sri Lankan entrepreneurs.
Okay, let's get back to this expo. What's your vision? What's your prospect for the China-South Asia Expo? And any suggestions?
Yeah, the short-term goal is promote our tea to various suppliers in China, and especially the good quality, high quality tea at a very competitive price. So then the consumers are now with the social media, and every press of a button they have all the information about the prices, which is very good, and people can compare and compete at a very quick time. So we want to give a good quality product at a very competitive price. So that's the short-term goal. And the long-term goal is, as I mentioned, establish our products with the Chinese consumer, and from a click of a button, like I have seen, like earlier when we came, if you want to order something online, it takes about a couple of days to reach your hotel or to the wherever you want to collect it. But now on the same day you get it. A few hours you get your products. Sometimes we run out of these small cups, we order them. By the time that you go to the hotel, it's already arrived. So that's how the China has evolved in the online presence. So we want to compete, like we want to be with that benefits the Chinese consumer, and whether they can buy their products, like especially the teas and the spices, and also with the other good quality, good concept that they have is 7-day return policy, no questions answered. So which is very good. If they don't like the product and if it's not consumed, not open, they can return the product back within 7 days.
Just about try, you earlier told me that you almost came to this expo every year. So from your point of view, how can this expo play a special role in a better facilitated bilateral trade between China and South Asian countries? Do you have any suggestions?
Yeah, actually, in 2007, we had the first expo in Beijing. It was called South Asian Countries Commodity Fair. The purpose was to reduce the trade balance, because all South Asian countries have negative balance with China. So the Chinese government said, we give you the platform, you bring your goods, so we will buy it, so that we can improve the trade imbalance. So that was the purpose. So I think in that respect, this expo has been doing a very good job. And some years back, I suggested that as it's called the China-South Asia Expo, sometimes it should be done in South Asia also. So in 2007, we organized the China-South Asia Expo Nepal in Kathmandu. So maybe in the coming years, this expo can again move outside China.
How about you, Mr. Hune? What can we do to make the expo better, to be a better platform?
Yes, well, the expo is doing wonderfully as it is. Very happy with all the arrangements, the facilities, the opportunities which have been given to South Asian countries. One thing which was initiated last year was the online platform, online expo, quote unquote, to keep selling these products year long. So it's not just for 6 days, but it's a year-long event. So I feel like that could be an opportunity if it's built upon. That could give an opportunity for not just Pakistani exhibitors, but for other countries' exhibitors as well, to have a platform where hundreds and thousands of people come and view the products. Of course, there is Taobao and Jingdong as well, which facilitate this. But if the expo has a dedicated platform where we can invite representatives from our countries to display their products, not just those which are displayed here, but other varieties as well, I think that this can be a small step in the right direction. Moving past trade as well, I feel like this expo is such a huge expo with so many countries, so many leaders participating. This gives a great platform for countries to come together. We in South Asia share similar cultures, similar languages. Even sometimes our food preferences are also the same. I feel like this platform in China can provide a platform for South Asian countries, not just to cooperate with China, but also between themselves as well, because South Asia itself is a market of almost 2 billion people which have a very young and dynamic and educated population. I think the median age would be less than 30 years old. So they're globalized citizens. They want to explore the world. They want to try new products. So I feel like this platform can serve as a good platform moving forward for our countries, not just to cooperate with China, but also amongst ourselves as well.
Great. Okay, dear friends, our distinguished guests just shared with us a lot of their insights and vision for China-South Asia cooperation, and we hope that with this expo as a platform, both regions, both sides can achieve greater progress in terms of trade and people-to-people exchanges. Thank you all for sharing your stories, experiences, and your insights. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you for
I
inviting us.
will see you next time. Thank you.